Yo, listen up, it's time for a tale about a podcast that'll leave you frail. Hard way wrestling coming at you raw, bringing the heat, breaking every law. They drop the truth, no holds barred, talking smack, getting you hyped up hard, calling out the fakes, exposing the lies. Hard way wrestling taken by surprise. Hard way wrestling coming to your city. Nothing but realness, nothing but grit. Going down a gauntlet, making them mark. Hard way wrestling, straight from the heart.
Welcome to Hard Way Wrestling. It is free for all Friday, boys. It's the end of the week. Wake up, wake up, wake up. What's going on?
Nah, not much, man.
Scotty looking good as always. Ricky looking dark as always.
I have a lot of light in my room.
You are a shadow. Like I think your shadow has more light than you do.
That's racist.
We do,
we definitely can't see Ricky.
Can we get an exact? Mr. Puffer's even dark. What is up with you? Are you mourning? Are you depressed? That's what it looks like. It looks like you're depressed.
Tired.
Welcome to life, son. Welcome to life, gentlemen. Welcome back. Welcome back. Another fun-filled episodes of Hard Way Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back yourselves. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Welcome back, TikTok. They're back. We were going for 12 hours. The English people were glad that we were going. That's right. The Syracuse Hammer is in the house. I wish I could find old photos of me back in the day with hair being the Syracuse Hammer. I wish I could find those.
That'd be weird to look at.
It is, it's not weird. I was a young, I probably weighed at the time. I know I wasn't 200 pounds. I was a lot lighter.
Wow.
I was about the 175, 180, I guess. Coiffed hair in the front, right? I had the coiffed in the front. It's weird. Coiffed hair in the front.
Were you ever chubby?
Me?
Yeah.
All my life.
How were you able to stop looking at yourself in the mirror then?
What do you mean?
You're a chubby chaser.
Well, I know. I got my left hand has always wandered, and that's all you need to know. My left hand has always wandered. But yeah, no, I had a coiffed hair in the front. And then I did my finishing move with the tornado clothesline, which was all about timing, and I was terrible at it. I was terrible at the tornado clothesline. What's up? Savior's in the house, Austin. But yeah, no, I'll bring that back out one time. Then that was probably the last time I'm going to say when I was 23, maybe. Was the last time I had hair. No, couldn't be 23. It was in my early 20s. Last time I had hair, then I had a hair versus title match. And lost the match, and they shaved the bits of my hair. And it never really grew back after that. So ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing right here is beauty in the making. So you suck, Eddie. Yeah, that's for sure. You suck, Eddie. Learn how to ref, Eddie. Learn how to ref. So stop touching your hair, Eddie. That's right. Stop touching your hair. Anyway, welcome to Hard Way Wrestling. We're back again. Got some stories today. We're gonna go over, and then we are gonna do a little Saturday night's main event picks, and then we're gonna get out of here, boys. You ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got? What do we have first on the docket? All right, I lost my spot.
Kidding.
I lost my spot. All right, let's do it. AEW stars banned from WrestleMania week independent events. Now, every year they do. WrestleMania is a big thing. And it's not just for WWE. It's for other promotions too. Your AEWs, your ROHs, small independent programs. They run all week long. And which by the way, I'm trying to get booked on something while we're out there. Of course I am. I never worked in Vegas. But AEW talent are typically allowed to make appearances at independent events, but don't expect to see Tony Khan's roster over WrestleMania weekend. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer, by the way, Dave Meltzer, 5-star article. Dave Meltzer states that the younger AEW talent are not permitted to work any indie dates over the week. RH Supercard, which we went to last year, it was a pretty good show. Ricky, you thought?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad.
Yeah, I think that is my second Supercard of Honor. Actually, both of them are really good. I think that was my Supercard of Honor. RH Supercard of Honor was originally planned for WrestleMania weekend in April, but is now the show is expected to take place later in the year. Traditionally, many wrestlers promotions participate in WrestleMania that week, taking WrestleMania week, taking advantage of fans around the world being in one city. And when they say around the world, they're not lying. Ricky, how many Australians were in our row?
A lot.
Bro, it was a lot. GCW shows Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, Joey Janela's Spring Break typically take place on WrestleMania weekend. Gonna miss out on that one. Well, we can definitely go to Joey Janela's Spring Break while we're out there. Maybe get a Coke can.
I gotta get a picture of Scotty on a T-shirt and wear it.
Oh, yeah, I love that. He would love that. In the past, TNA, New Japan have all held their promotions across the multiverse over WrestleMania weekend. So basically, summing it up, Tony Khan says we're not going to have a Ricky Starks type of issue. We're not going to have people running backstage at WWE trying to get jobs. Do you think this is good for AEW? Is it good for the business in general? For AEW, I mean, it's definitely good for AEW, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? Kind of BS that they're doing that. And, you know what? I understand. I get it. Because since last WrestleMania, and this is not the first WrestleMania that this happened, but since last year, Tony Khan has either lost people back to the WWE or taken people off the roster and had them sitting the bench because of them going to WrestleMania and going to different shows. And I mean, honestly, Tony Khan has got to protect his program, Scotty. What do you think here?
Okay, here's a question. What does that article actually say? Does it say that they cannot work those events?
Cannot go to them. Cannot work them. Cannot go to the events.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So now so that changes because I was like, that doesn't mean I thought it was they couldn't work the events. If they couldn't work the events, it doesn't mean they can't show up. But
I think the plan is for them not to go to any events at all.
But here's
unless it's AEW, which would be the Ring of Honor show, which is now not happening.
Yeah.
Okay. But here's where it gets interesting. Okay. Remember, we're looking at Tony Khan. And, yes, okay, he's starting to grow a pair of balls and starting to make some decisions that, are smart decisions. I'm not going to lie. But let's just say, who knows, maybe Britt Baker, who's not active on the roster and there's no plans, like they don't have any plans to use her. Let's just say, you know what, okay, she's still an AEW talent, but she's not being used on their shows. Let's just say, you know what, she ignores the edict and goes to WWE and is not on the screen, not on the crowd, but just backstage.
Brian Hardy says this perfectly. Johnny, what's up, man? It's a long time since the scene. Brian Hardy says this. This is a perfect statement. Telephone, tell a wrestler.
Yeah, telephone, tell a friend, tell a wrestler. Yeah.
Most likely, if Britt Baker shows up in the back room, near a
Somebody
glory hole or wherever she ends up at AEW or WWE or wherever, one of these other events, it'll be known.
She's at a glory hole. Sign me up.
But what is Tony Khan going to do about it?
Well, first off, he can fine her, right? He can fine her. So so we already see what happened with Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix started running his mouth. What did Tony do? He sets him on the bench, which he's still getting paid. I get that, but he sets him on the bench. Ray can't perform. And guess what else Tony did? We picked up his extension.
Yeah.
Which he had the option. So is that what, do you think that's what, and I know Britt Baker's got a long time left on her contract, but do you really think that Britt Baker wants Tony Khan to pick, if she doesn't want to be there, and we're going to get into the Britt Baker stuff here in a minute. If she doesn't want to be there anymore, do you think it's wise at this point to poke the bear?
I mean, here's my take on it. One person, no. I can say that for a fact. But here's where it gets interesting. Collective bargaining. You know, if a lot of these guys say, you know what, we're just not going to, we're just going to ignore Tony's edict. We're going here because we can't, either certain people are underutilized or not utilized at all, and they want to see what else is out there, and they have connections that can get them in. Again, not on camera, not in the crowd, but backstage. Yes, Tony Khan will hear about it, but in my view, it's a matter of, in my view, like, the inmates already run the asylum, but at the same time, it's time for one of two things to happen. Either it's time for Tony Khan to actually, it's time for him to either step up or step the heck away. And if enough people ignore him and just say, we're going to do what we want to do, and again, he'll pick up their extension, he'll pay them all this kind of money and just sit them on the shelf. But yet, how many people that he's going to do that to? Like, say 5, 10, at the most maybe 15 people. Let's say they ignore it and go across the board and go to GCW or this event or that event or whatever. Let's say 15 people max decide we're just going to ignore Tony and do what we want. Is Tony really going to fuck with all 15 people? And if he does, that makes him look even worse than he already does.
They're under contract.
Yeah.
They're under contract.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to yourself? Okay, so if I work for, all right, say I work for Tony Khan, and I decided, you know what, I don't want to listen to Tony Khan. I really like WrestleMania. I mean, you can watch it on TV. It's free, right? So, I really like WrestleMania. I'm going to go regardless. First off, he's going to find me, right? No matter, who knows what he'll find you. Number two, are you going to be able to go work for WWE? Because this is your bread and butter. These people pay you. If Tony decides that he's going to fire you, where else are you going to go work? That just because Britt Baker's a boo-boo face right now doesn't mean she's going to go to WWE. Plus, that puts leverage for WWE. Well, we know you can't go back to AEW, right? Why should we pay you a ton of money? This is what we'll pay you, right? Right?
Okay.
So there's leverage there. So
Yeah.
Being smart, you're under contract, ride the contract out. You can watch WrestleMania anytime. Everybody's got friends in the wrestling business, right? Everybody's got friends in the wrestling business. If it's that important for you to see your friends, do it besides WrestleMania weekend. Don't do it that weekend. First of all, people got media and all kinds of stuff. So it's not a hangout session. It's not a hangout session like in some of these indie programs where dudes just show up at your show and want to hang out in a locker room, which is horseshit, right? You're not on a show, get the fuck out. It is not you don't bite the hand that feeds you. And that's what I'm getting at. That's my opinion.
I still think Tony's an idiot, though, that he's going to continue to pay these people and not even job them out.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, jobbing them out, I mean, he's not, I don't think that does anything at the end of the day. So what? You get jobbed out, you can move on to another promotion. I believe if Tony started Tony pays a lot of money for some of these people. I don't know what all their contracts are. Nobody really knows. But if he started finding people, I guarantee his shit would straighten up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wrestler's Court, bring it back.
Here's what I'm going to
do Wrestler's Court here one day.
Maybe he could just utilize the talent he's not using to participate in the Jaguars camp next season.
Yeah, they need a new offensive line.
Here's
They
what
need a whole team.
Here's what I'm going to call really quick, though. And this is going to be because, again, we all know there's different tiers for different people in that company. There's a lot of, this person gets this, but this other person doesn't get this. I'm going to call this WrestleMania weekend. Young Bucks or Omega, one of the two. They're going to show up at some event unannounced. They're going to walk out there in a public view, public eye. They're going to make an appearance. What does Tony do then when he's already banned all of his associates? Because we know the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are fake.
It doesn't do anything for AEW for them to do that. It doesn't help AEW if they show up. Now, if like John Cena showed up in an AEW show, huge,
Yeah.
right? Huge.
But
But they know where their bread is buttered. They
But
would
that's-
never do that.
I think they would, because they're egos. I honestly, I think they would go out, and again, they're just gonna say, "Oh, we were doing something promotional for the company."
Well, first off, they're not going to allow them in the. They're not going to. Somebody would have to. Remember when Punk showed up?
Yeah,
at
it's Monday
WWE?
Night Raw.
Now this is CM Punk. Now I know they've had issues over the years, but do you remember what happened with CM Punk? They
Yeah,
told him to get out. He had to
was
leave.
there, and as soon as somebody told Trips that he was in the backstage area, they went and had him escorted out of the building
And why do you think that was?
because he's with the other company.
That's exactly right.
You don't know if he's over there tampering for Tony Khan, trying to persuade some of WWE's talent to come over to the other side with him.
Yeah, Austin's right. It's a younger talent only, which is 90%, 95% of what they have over there. But they're first off, I don't know how Punk got in the back. Maybe somebody recognized him and let him in the back. But Ricky Starks isn't. I don't think Ricky Starks is hanging out in the back.
He was with Cody.
Was he hanging out in the back? I mean, that's just that's poor business practices.
That's how they found out about it. The security cam footage of him walking with Cody in the back.
They're not letting a nuts guy in the Frito warehouse. Promise you that. It's bad business. It's bad business.
No, I get that, but this is a slightly different business. If you got the connections, and the Young Bucks had the connections, so does Omega. You know, like, oh yeah, hey, we're gonna, like, Tony wants us to go here and do this and yada yada. And even though they're saying, oh, all AEW talent is banned from doing this,
I think Ricky was on his bus, and I know he had a suite. I don't think he was in the back.
There's security.
Yes, Bailey was at AEW was for Sasha.
Yeah,
Remember she was wearing a mask? Yeah, that's a good call there, Austin.
Who was?
Bailey.
Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she wasn't in the back. She was out in the crowd. They bought a ticket. Yeah. Yeah, it is very picky and choosy. And it's, again, if you're pissing Tony off right now, man, you better watch yourself. Or just stop. Right? Just stop. So we're gonna get into Britt Baker here. Ricky's got a story for us. We're gonna talk a little bit about Britt Baker.
Yeah, so Britt Baker, obviously, she hasn't been on AEW TV since a November 13th match against Penelope Ford. Following the match, Serena Deeb confronted Baker during where reportedly dismissed the situation by repeatedly saying nobody cares. She's not a person that's very popular in the AEW back room. A lot of the women don't want to work with her, and supposedly Tony Khan has been fed up with her as well. So they just don't have her on TV at all. They're not doing anything with her. So she's another one of the latest talents that is getting paid to do nothing.
Yeah. And I think, and this is just my opinion, Tony's got a lot of people. He's got a lot of people to work for him. We've discussed this before. His roster is pretty huge. We'd like to see him actually fire some people. just start booting some people. Not everybody can be on TV. And now you have one less show, right? Not Collision.
Rampage.
Rampage is gone.
Rampage.
Right? So you can't put...
Nobody watched it anyway.
No, nobody watched it. Nobody's watching Collision really either. But you lose... You have so much talent that not everybody can be on TV. You can't have 12 women's matches. We're lucky we get one or two. So what do you do?
But that's
somebody has to.
Tony's the king of catering table battle royals, though.
He is the king. Well, that's Britt Baker was like one of the first women in AEW. Like she was the top.
Yeah,
star.
she's one of the women's
AEW
pillars.
champion. Yes,
she was there all through the pandemic.
She
really only missed time due to injury right before she just came back when she had that stroke or whatever was going on with her.
Yeah, she had some medical.
She is to AEW what Charlotte Flair is to WWE. I'm not saying that they're comparable as people, but Britt Baker was their Charlotte Flair. Britt Baker was the one star that they were really trying to get over and trying to push and trying to make, this unbeatable star. Like, yes, they had the Jade situation, but like Britt was that talkable heel that really could get over with the crowd. So the fact that now they're not using her, he doesn't like working with her, and this, that, and the other thing, And here's the thing, like, yes, I like, okay, not everybody's gonna get TV time, but when you have that person that you wanted to push at the same level, you wanted to be your Charlotte Flair, instead of getting rid of her, why don't you get rid of some of the other people on the bottom?
Who would you get rid of?
Well, let's see.
Exactly. That's the problem. They have so much talent. They have so many different people. Not everybody. Again, there's only so much TV time. I think that's what it comes down to. Sorry, Britt.
Yeah.
Sorry, Britt. We got nothing for you right now. Just chill. Right? We'll get you some. You're still getting paid. I know you want to work. Right? I know you want to work. Keep your mouth shut. And then maybe negotiate with her. Say, hey, listen, why don't you let me take a couple? I think she's above the indie, doing the indie stuff too, like showing up at ATCW or some shit like that. I'm pretty sure she's above all that. Maybe she doesn't want to go work. They got a relationship with New Japan. Go over to New Japan. Give her, talk to those guys over there. Britt Baker over there would probably be pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I would suggest. I mean, it would be probably a good thing for her wrestling career, but with her professional career as a dentist, I don't know that she'd be able to do that. But I think getting a little bit of time in promotions, not name AEW, would help her kind of like flush the old away and reinvent herself. Maybe she can come up with a new gimmick or something, and then just come back over time as like a new fresh face again.
We don't get a lot of it anymore. People be gone for 6-8 months.
Yeah.
Besides injury, and then come back reinvented or come back with a new program. I mean, that's how wrestling kind of is. Like sometimes, and I'm up against it here soon, I'm sure. You have to go away, right? You have to go away first off to be appreciated, right? And first off, and second to get a reboot.
Jericho was the king of that.
Absolutely, not so much anymore.
Not anymore.
Yes.
After the Inner Circle, it kind of went downhill.
Yeah.
But he didn't really go away either. He just kind of just went into another gimmick.
Yeah, it was always something else that got progressively worse. But anyway, more to come with Britt Baker. We're going to find out. I've read a couple articles today about Britt Baker. Some of them are saying that it's all blown out of proportion and whatnot. But
you think Mercedes has anything to do with that? Since
well, there was some
new toy.
Yeah, there was some stuff there about Britt didn't want to work with certain people, and I think she did not want to work with Thunder Rosa. Pretty sure of that. So again, Britt Baker, not a bad wrestler, has gotten much better since I first saw her in ROH, and she was the drizzle of shits in ROH. So and she definitely got better over the years. I don't know where she went after that.
She had a tryout at NXT at one point too.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was pre-ROH or not.
That was ROH because that was towards the middle of Adam Cole's run because that's why she got
that's right.
Adam Cole.
I think that might be part of the situation too.
Her and Adam Cole's breakup.
Yeah, that might be part of it too. I don't know how much pull Adam Cole has in the back. So I mean,
he's friends with us.
Yeah,
he don't have enough pull to get a decent spray tan.
I think there was some of it too, where there was an incident in the locker room with MJF's girlfriend. I think that started a bunch of shit, and I think it's been kind of downhill ever since. So we know how much pull MJF had. So
Yeah.
More to come. All right, we talked about PCO. Let me get to the article here. Yeah, we talked about PCO the other day losing his mind and breaking the most prestigious championship in wrestling, the digital media championship.
That's the
So,
bane of your existence.
It's embarrassing. That championship is embarrassing. I mean, we got enough championships rolling around. I mean, again, if you change the name of the digital media championship to the Waffle House championship, then I'm definitely down. I'm definitely down.
That sounds like more of an ROH title than TNA, though.
Yeah, for sure. Good God.
Or
Anyway,
AEW, I mean.
we now have a lot more information regarding what went down between PCO and TNA wrestling over the last couple months. By the way, if you're not part of our Patreon, please go sign up. With all these articles we post on our Patreon, you can sit and scour the internet all day long looking for articles, or for $5 a month, you could join our fantasy league on Patreon, right? And you can get articles all week long of different things and stuff that we talk about. So go join our Patreon. It's
It'll
in our
go
link.
right to your email.
Right to you get it. That's exactly right. The email comes direct to you. It's like, oh, what are those boys at Highway Wrestling doing? Boom, there it is. Also, fantasy league. You're gonna want to join a fantasy league. And if you sign up before the end of January, you're eligible to get the first Hardway Wrestling trading card. That's right. There's going to be 12 this year. You don't want to miss the first one, right? You don't want to miss the first one. So anyway, for those who are coming to my house on Saturday, I will be handing you your first Hardway Wrestling card. Did you see they brought the title back last night?
I did see that.
Steph DeLander won. I'm a little in the title in a divorce. He had a replica anyway. So anyway, earlier this week on the People versus GCW, the former TNA star,
Cardona was on TNA, by the way, as well.
Yes, he was.
He took on Joe Hendry for the TNA title, and
did not win.
John Layfield clotheslined his head off as well.
That's 2 world title shots that Cardona has had, and he could not finish. Just upsets me. Upsets me. Anyway, early this week on the People versus GCW, the former TNA star went off script and took a sledgehammer to the Digital Media Championship. He tried to cut a shoot promo on TNA, but was cut off by GCW, and the show went on to a break instead. What did I just do there?
Keep going. The article continues below.
Yeah, what did I do there? I have to get rid of that. According to Dave Meltzer, wrestling's nope. All right, so here's the timeline.
This Bang Bros window must have popped back up.
I don't know what happened there. Thank you, Dave Meltzer. Here's the timeline. PCO's TNA contract expired on December 31st. TNA and PCO agreed to terms on a new deal in the late 2024, but they hadn't signed it yet. All right, TNA came back to PCO and changed the original deal offered, giving him the less money, and he gave him a deal with less money. They gave him a deal with less money. Despite that, PCO still agreed to the deal. TNA would later call and rescind the offer completely, but asking him to finish up on his Impact contract on January 23rd. PCO agreed to do this at the Impact taping on December 19th, but never heard back from the company following that. This led to his actions at GCW. So you can understand his frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Scotty gets a Hardway title from Jason, we'll take the hammer to it. Good luck. Good luck. Anyway.
Sadly, it'll probably stay in the house because Jesse's got the money in the bank.
We're still good. Anyway.
I call collusion on that.
Collusion. I smell collusion. Anyway. You can see where PCO is a little upset, right? He agrees to a deal. They renege on the deal. They come back, give it another one. Then they renege on that when they say, "Hey, well, let's just we're gonna take care of this January 23rd. We're just gonna whatever," and then never call the guy. Right? You can see where he's upset over this.
They Tony Khan'd him.
Yeah, he didn't show up at WWE though.
Not yet.
So, what do you think this does for PCO? I don't know that this is an angle or not an angle. We don't know yet. Steph DeLander shows up with the digital media title that she wanted to divorce. Cool angle, which makes me hate her even more because divorce sucks. Where do you think is a good landing spot for PCO besides an old folks home?
I say bring him back just for a one-off Rumble appearance.
Rumble, okay.
I mean, I know it's 2 weeks away now, or a week and a half away, but that would be pretty funny to see him show back up, even if he's in his Quebecers gear.
Where is Rumble?
Rumble's in Indy.
Dang it! I was trying to remember where it was. Just like I was hoping it was Canada, because if it was, then definitely bring him back. But yeah, I honestly, for him, I mean, the guy has done well on I don't know how much TNA was paying him, so that's kind of like, if they were paying him a good sum of money, then originally on his old contract, then maybe
I heard it was one less hot dog.
One less hot dog than normal.
Yeah.
That'd be how you guys get me down to being skinnier. They keep offering me one less hot dog on my next contract. But no, what is it? Oh yeah, no, where he goes, like, if they weren't paying him all that much, I mean, I could see him going out onto the indie circuit. I mean, he's got, there's GCW that completely fits his style of wrestling. So I could see him going to GCW and staying there.
Well, he's already done some stuff in GCW. I mean, but what does that do for him and or GCW? Now, I mean, he went into business for himself. What does that say for GCW? What is GCW going to do about it? Right? Is this guy a wild card? They can't bring him in and expect to do good business. The guy, if he's just going into business for himself all the time.
Okay, and here's the thing. I can agree.
PCO versus Tarvin versus Tremor next month. ATCW.
Book it. There you go. While I can kind of agree with that, at the same time, again, I mean, you would hope any reasonable promoter that heard this story was like, all right.
There's no such thing. Go ahead.
Lot to ask. A lot to ask out of the promoters. I mean, but
I mean, strike while the iron's hot. Bring him in.
I'm sure Tony Khan would love a new toy.
Yeah, he'll be right there in the next Continental Classic with Taurus, Black Taurus, or whatever his name is.
Oh God, I don't know.
Anyway, more to come. I'm sure this story's
they'll have a grunt off match with Luchasaurus.
Right.
No, they'll have a fight to see who's actually older, like the 10,000-year-old dinosaur or the 1,000,000-year-old Quebecer
zombie.
Anyway, I like PCO. I mean,
same here.
I give the guy props, honestly.
Yeah.
The guy's 60 couple years old and he's still out there hanging and banging. He looks good. He's in great shape. I hope I look like him. Maybe not talk like him, but I hope I look like him when I'm his age. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. Saturday night's main event. Oops, wrong one. What did I do here? Wrong one. Okay, Saturday night's main event. This second one, right? This is the second one.
This is the second one.
Yeah, we had one. It was pretty good. Jesse the Ventura is going to be back on.
So the interesting question on that. We'll get to that in a sec. I was going to say over under if they bring Hogan out as a heel.
Hogan's not going to be there.
He's already announced it. He's got family obligations.
Yeah. See, I think that's a Jesse thing too. Like Jesse's like, if Hogan's on this show, I ain't working it. So
yeah, right.
We'll see.
All right, we have he's better than Jericho at his age. Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. He's doing way better work than Jericho. He's a young Eddie Guerrero compared to Jericho. Keep taking all these stunners. You're gonna look like shit. I know. I tell you what, it's terrible. Anyway, Nikita called before we get into Saturday Night's main event
Ahem.
picks. That'll give you a chance, Ricky, to pull it up. We got Nikita Cole off in the chat.
I got it. I got it pulled up right now.
Him. He's in the chat. So right now he's trying to type, but he's giggling. So
Yeah.
I feel like this needs a bubble. Like we need a chat bubble. When
Yeah,
people
we need a bubble to pop up every time he gets in the chat.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
Anyway, while we're waiting on him, please go like and subscribe. And listen, I know you already subscribed. You're already in the chat. You're already ringing the bell. You've already done everything else. Go like this video. I'd like to get at least 50 likes on this video. That would be awesome.
Better like and subscribe. We'll send PCO to your house.
That's right. All right, we got Nikita Koloff says, "What's the difference between Jonathan Cross and a pencil?"
Oh.
What is the difference between?
I can't.
Honey, what is the
can't-
difference between Jonathan Cross and a pencil? I mean, any ideas, boys? Do we? I mean, I have no idea. I don't know where he's going.
I don't know where he's going with it either. I can just hear
Yeah.
the laughter. The pencil draws.
Pencil draws. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. If it was true. If it was true. So, anyway, if you want to hear more stupid jokes from Nikita Koloff, please go like and subscribe. And drop kick that bell. All right, let's get into Saturday Night's main event here. Oh, wait a minute. Before we get into Saturday Night's main event,
It's time for Rick's.
Drop the video.
Already is.
It's time for Rick's picks. It's time for Rick's picks.
oh boy, it's time for Rick's picks. He's in the house.
It
He's
is.
been waiting all day, sleeping, to do this.
Yeah.
Ricky, let's get into it here. 4 matches on the card.
4 matches. Did they announce which one's the main event? Just
No.
by chance, because of the
No.
time of main event
Contract
question
signing.
on our huh?
Could be a contract signing.
Oh yeah, that's right. The KO and Cody thing.
They
All right.
won't. That'll be after the second match. I'm sure they won't do that as the main event. So.
God, I hope not. That'd be a pretty poor way to go off the air. Intercontinental Championship match. Braun Breaker defending against Sheamus. I think it's finally time to give the IC to Sheamus. That is my pick.
Oh.
Scotty. I know that.
I hate that you give your picks first. By the way, you should always, if you Rick's picks, you should let us give our picks, and then you have something profound to say instead of me being the profound one all the time. Go ahead.
I like it better that way.
I bet you do, Diddy. Go ahead.
No, like again, I like Sheamus. I have been he's been a solid guy on this roster for a long time. His WWF championship run was great. I don't see why he needs the IC title other than just the accolade of saying he's won all the belts.
It's to complete a story. It's to finish a story, and yeah,
Story.
Yeah.
It only works once, and it only works with the guy that actually has a story to finish. Now I'm calling Braun Breaker on this one. I'm sorry, they
of course
don't
you
need,
will.
they don't need to drop the belt to Sheamus. He's not like it's not. It doesn't help Braun. It doesn't help Sheamus. Like keep the belt on Braun.
I don't know, Scotty. There is no bigger Sheamus fan in this chat room right now than me. All right, maybe there's other people. But anyway, I've been calling for Sheamus. He was my pick earlier in the year to eventually win this Intercontinental Champion. So I am going to pick Sheamus not to win this time, because where else would you finish the story but WrestleMania? I feel like the first time out of the box, he is going to not win this title from Braun Breaker, right? He is going to doubt himself because Braun keeps saying, "Old man, it's time to retire, time to get out of wrestling," and no better way to do that than to take this first loss and doubt himself as a wrestler and what he has done over his career, but to take this loss, but just to turn around in a couple months to win it at Mania. And that's where he will finish his story. Book it.
I don't like your attitude.
One question. WrestleMania. Wasn't it Sheamus that came out and kicked the Miz's teeth in 30 seconds and pinned him for a belt?
I couldn't tell you.
That was that wasn't a Money in the Bank cash in.
No, it wasn't a cash in. Which is what, I'll have to look this up. But I could have sworn
he does. No, it was Danielson.
Is it Danielson?
I think it was Danielson.
30 seconds?
Yeah, I want to say it was Danielson.
To win the world title.
Yes.
Yeah. The world title? I could have sworn I'm going to look this up, but
Look it up, but I think it was Danielson.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was Danielson. Anyway, that's my pick.
Next match we got on the card. I'm not going down the list here. That you got it on the thing. Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. Scotty, who do you got?
The Monster Among Men versus the Werewolf. See, this one's a tough one because, again, Braun Strowman is growing on me a little bit. He's not the best, but
get that man some soap.
Yeah.
Get them to wash that off.
He's not the best, but he's not the worst either. But you got to keep the Werewolf strong. To keep the new bloodline still strong, even after Solo's loss and the loss of the Ulafala, you need to keep your Werewolf strong. So I'm going to call Jacob Fatu going over on this one.
Hammer.
I like Hopkins as a werewolf. I like Michael J. Fox as a werewolf. And I like Jacob Fatu as a Samoan werewolf. And I think there's no reason in the world to have Jacob Fatu lose this match. His first real singles match. He is getting ready to go on a run of the lifetime. He is getting ready to. I mean, I feel like we're heading towards a solo Jacob, who is the king of the third king of the Ulafala, whatever. I think we're getting Jacob Fatu with a big win over Braun Strowman.
That's a clean sweep. There's no reason Jacob Fatu should not lose this. Should not win this match. He is a freaking beast. This guy, ever since he stepped foot in the WWE, I mean, he just has destroyed everything that he's come across. And for him to take down Braun Strowman would just add to everything he's done. So again, there's no reason he should lose this.
Is it clean?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Scott, you think it's clean?
Yeah, I'll call clean on this one. I mean, I think we're going to see some interesting power moves from him because, again, while Fatu is big, Braun Strowman is bigger, but I think we're going to see some freakish power moves, kind of like what Cena was doing in the early part of his career. We'd be picking up the Big Show and doing all kinds of stuff with him. I think we're going to see that from Jacob to really kind of emphasize the werewolf and what he's going to, who he is. So
if it's not clean, then that means they go to another match, right? And I think this is just a one-off type of thing.
Yeah,
I think we're going any further with this.
Yeah, it better be a one-off.
Yeah, I think he's going to eat Strowman's power slam, and then he's going to do his no sell straight up. And
I love how he pops right up after all those moves. Yeah,
dances around like a psychopath and super kicks Strowman, and then just finishes him off with this moonsault.
Yeah. By the way, in the chat, if you don't agree with this, tell us why. I mean, I'm all about it. I want to hear what you think. If you think if you think this is Braun's time where he is going to make a hell of a run and he's going to go and win the Rumble, I want to hear about it.
Women's World Championship.
Out of your mind.
Yeah, a little bit. Women's World Championship match: Rhea Ripley versus Scotty's lady Nia Jax. Scotty, tell us something good about Nia Jax.
I can't. There is nothing good about Nia Jax whatsoever. Her work sucks. Her look sucks. She's not there. So the only thing I'm saying about this match is I pray to God that the fridge does not hurt Rhea Ripley. But I'm calling Rhea Ripley to retain on this one. There's no reason why they're going to switch the belt again and put this belt on Nia Jax after Nia Jax just lost her other one.
Nia to you is Bianca to Brian and Mercedes to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's your
Wow.
drizzling shit.
I love them all.
Fuck Nia.
I love them all. I call this the 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag match. I don't think we need to see this. I'm not interested in it. I thought Nia did awesome work, except for the chair shot bullshit. Other than that, I thought Nia did great when she was a champion. But we know the real story is Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax, and I think that's where we're going to go. I believe we're going to get some sort of schmaz or whatever with Tiffany Stratton somehow. So my pick is definitely Rhea. Rhea's not losing this match to Nia Jax.
No.
The only reason this match is to see mommy. That's the only reason.
Randy says, Scotty says she sucks, but he's the man to handle her. You know, that is true. Remember what he said with F, Marry, Kill.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a bigger trailer, Scotty.
And a bigger freezer.
Randy, I'm looking at you right now. Fuck you.
Right.
Hey,
listen, he was serious because Scotty's never explained to who he was looking at ever.
I got Rhea as well in a clean sweep. There's no reason Nia needs to win this match because, as you said, she's going to be facing Tiffany Stratton to get her chance to get her title back.
Right on.
I'm going to assume this is going to be the main event of the night. We've got the Men's World Championship, Gunther, to defend against main event Jey Uso.
Yeet.
Scotty, who do you got?
See, I'm not looking forward to this match. This is that match. Like, again, Jey is incredibly over as a person. His work is not good, and Gunther. I mean, sadly enough, Gunther's going to have to work to Jay's level, and that's not where we want to see Gunther because Gunther is like 100 steps better than Jay. Like,
Man,
maybe
you're a hater.
Damn.
You treat the Usos like the Young Bucks.
Damn.
No, I'm sorry, but after their Mania match and stuff like that, and even just watching them recently, like they're good as a tag team.
Yeet.
Because they can hide each other's weaknesses.
Yeet.
But in my view, as singles, they just haven't that's
How do
why.
you hide something when you're a twin?
Well, again, you don't
Alcohol.
know. You don't know who's who sometimes as a twin, so you're kind of like, oh, is that Jay? No, maybe that might have been Jim. So you kind of can hide the work that way. But no, again, I'm sorry.
Are you saying they all look alike? Is that what you just said?
Hence the term twin.
Oh, I thought you were saying all Samoans look alike. I thought
No.
that's what you were trying to say. Oh, okay.
Yes. Like, two of my cousins are twins, and for
Like
the
all white people look alike. That's what you were trying to say.
two of my cousins are twins, and for the longest time, I could never remember which one was John and which one was Ben. Finally, they started wearing different colored shirts, and I finally could because one liked the red and one liked the blue. I finally figured it out that way.
Gotcha.
But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is
I'm listening.
Jay is not as good a worker, and Gunther's going to have to work down to that level, and I don't want to see, I want to see the Gunther we all know and love. So my pick is still going to be Gunther to win this, but if they decide to put this on Jay, I'm going to be very disappointed. But I'm calling Gunther.
They're not putting this on Jay. Go ahead, Hammer.
Man, I don't think they're putting this on Jay either. Why would they? Right? Why would they put this on Jay? First off, Jay doesn't need this title yet. Now, do I think eventually they're going to put this on Jay? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because to me, Gunther has not been a great world champion. And again, it's a lot of times it's who you put him against and who you face, how it's booked. I get that. It's a lot different when you're chasing a title than when you have a title. I understand that. But this has just been very lackluster. I actually thought he was a better Intercontinental champion than he is a world champion.
Because he was facing all the top guys then. Like, since he's had the world title, he's faced Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and now Jey Uso. Like, put him up against Punk, put him up against Drew, put him up against Seth.
And Dominic. Don't forget the Dominic match, which was, I think, one of the funniest matches I've ever seen.
Yeah. FTW's in the house. Yeah, so I just am I ready for Gunther to lose this title? Absolutely. And will it be Jay eventually? Absolutely. But tonight, or Saturday night's main event, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not happening on Saturday night's main event. My prediction was it's going to be Yeet in the bank, and Gunther won't even have the title by the time that comes around, in my opinion. I think he loses before then, but not at Saturday night main event. Gunther will retain.
Austin's right. They have nerfed Gunther. They've nerfed him. So, yeah, he came out with an overpowered shotgun and decided to take away the dragon breath shell.
But again, I agree with you, Jason, that I think it's a lot of who he's worked with. They haven't given him, give him the right opponents. Give him a Seth Rollins. Give him a CM Punk. Give him, give him a freaking run with Drew McIntyre, give him all these different guys, and I really think you will see a lot more out of him.
The problem is all the top guys are wrapped up in other programs right now, so there really is nobody for Gunther unless it's Jay. Like Jay's the guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of the odd man out right now. Just because, we thought he was going to go into something with Drew, and that ended pretty damn quickly.
Yeah. Agreed. John versus Gunther. I thought that's where we're going to maybe have WrestleMania.
Yeah,
maybe WrestleMania. I think there's other things coming for Jay. So at this time, I don't think they're going to put this title on him. So, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, that's our picks. Again, if you want to join the Fantasy League, all you have to do is go to our Patreon. It's in the link on our YouTube page. I believe it's on our Facebook too. If you want to get into that, please just go sign up $5 a month. You can join our Fantasy League. You're going to get some other stuff with that $5 a month. Pretty good value, I think. And it helps out. It helps us out a little bit. So appreciate that. So anyway, that's our picks for the Fantasy Saturday night's main event. Should be a pretty good one. So anyway, let's get in. We're going to finish up here with some fan questions. I put out on Facebook. Hey, give us some questions you want to ask the boys. And we got a few here. So Greg Waite, first off, thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for being a member on YouTube. Besides the most obvious underrated wrestlers, we have them all. His is Tomohiro Ishii. Ishii. You hear that? Who else would you be watching? I know Claudio, FKA Cesaro, Sami Zayn, etc. are underrated. Boys, who do you give me an underrated? Scotty, give me an underrated wrestler right now that no one's really paying attention to.
Ooh, see this one. I've been thinking about this for since you sent that message out, and I'm just like underrated because right now. That's a hard one. That's a really, really hard. Cause a lot of the guys that are in the business right now are in the spots they need to be in. So you kind of know where their value is, and guys that you know.
Go ahead, think about it. Ricky, you
Yeah.
got one?
I think Ludwig Kaiser is a good one for
That's a
me,
good one.
There
Yeah,
we
that's a good one. Yeah, Ludwig's definitely a good one.
and I would also say Ethan Page.
Yep, Ethan Page is definitely another good one.
That's
I don't know if he's on. I mean, he's NXT, so he's on top, kind of on one of the on top guys at NXT. I'm gonna go with Austin Theory, and I know Austin Theory had his yeah, Austin Blackthorn. Austin Theory had his run with was the U.S. title, right? It was
U.S. title.
yeah.
I think it was the booking that screwed him, but I think Austin Theory's a really good wrestler, and he's gotten much better. I think that his tag partner now has really brought something out of him. And again, they've teased those guys for a while on the breakup, but it hasn't happened yet. So I think Austin Theory is one of those guys to me that's kind of underrated. And I'm gonna name it, and you guys are gonna laugh, but you pretty deadly. Yes, boys. There you go. That's mine.
That's fine.
So anyway, that's our Scotty, it's okay if you don't have one.
I mean, again, I would honestly like Kaiser. I think is one that is. I agree with Ricky, is underrated because, again, he did good work with Gunther, but he was kind of always in the background, Gunther stooge, that kind of thing. And now that he's had the chance to come out and show what he can do, he's getting over, but people aren't looking at him the way they need to be.
Yeah.
It's kind of been the third wheel to the Braun Breaker Sheamus story.
Yeah.
Like
But he showed a really good match at War Games in that triple threat.
yes.
Well,
Yeah.
Sheamus even said that like Sheamus is like the gatekeeper now. Sheamus is the guy that they bring when they bring people in. They put him in a program with Sheamus because they know they're going to get work. And Sheamus says, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And if you don't beat the shit out of me back, it's going to be a rough night for you. So he's really made Ludwig Kaiser step up his game. So
Yes.
FTW says, do you think that A-Town Down Under is splitting up? Eventually, yes. But
Right
one
now,
of
with
those
that
guys
tag
is gonna-
team division just being so thin on both rosters, like it's kind of hard to want to split up a tag team.
Yeah, I feel like one of those guys is going to go by the wayside if they
Yeah,
split up.
I hope that's Grayson Waller. I can't stand him.
I like Grayson Waller.
I want to see.
He's great on the mic. Great on the
Honestly, I see both of these guys falling completely off if they separate.
mic. Yeah, could be.
I mean, we talked about the John Cena rub in the past. It didn't do shit for Theory.
Yeah,
He got the Vince McMahon rub, and
I really feel, and
That
I
was
feel
it.
like that's part of Theory's problem. Theory was a guy that Vince was pushing, right?
Yeah.
Same thing happened with Roman. How long did people just hate Roman's guts? I mean,
Forever.
When you shove wrestling fans are real good at this. When you shove a wrestler down their throat, whether he's good or not,
they're
give a
gonna,
shit.
yeah.
They're gonna revolt.
And if they do, they're gonna turn real quick.
But see, here's the thing, and this is where I will slightly disagree with you. I agree that he was getting the Vince McMahon rub, but the weird thing was he was getting over at that point. Like, he was actually doing well under that whole thing. And then when Vince, gets booted the first time and a new regime takes over, all of a sudden he wasn't one of Trips' boys.
Well, he also wasn't defending either. They didn't have him defending for the longest time. He was off of TV.
Yeah.
And then they brought him back after weeks, and then he ended up losing.
Remember, he had Money in the Bank as well, and they could never cash it in on Roman because why would they? Roman had the only title at the time, so he ends up cashing it in on the U.S. title on Rollins.
Right.
So,
All right, next question. Estelle Patella has a question.
Wasn't that Scotty's admirer?
That is Scotty's admirer. She's
Yep.
she's kind of a stalker. Anyway, how do the various wrestling leagues differ? I.e., the WWE, the UFC, or Olympic Wrestling, or MMA, or any other leagues. Also, it seems that the WWE
Come on,
type of
Bubba Ray.
matches, the WWE type of matches are more entertainment. like some of the moves seemingly choreographed, and more sensational. It reminds me of watching Haystacks Calhoun. Oh my God, how old is Estelle, by the way? She got to be 90. It reminds me of watching Haystacks Calhoun on TV when I was a little kid. Yeah, she's definitely in her 50s. He'd tear an entire 3-inch thick telephone book in half and bounce off the ropes. Scotty, this girl might be for you. And surrounded the ring. The audience were all cheer. How do they decide who wins in the WWE type matches? Thanks. Thank you, Estelle. That was so nice of you to put out a question that I don't understand. So definitely UFC is different from everything because for real.
73.
I'm 73. Oh, Estelle's in the house. What is up? Oh, wait a minute. Estelle, are you my neighbor? She's not my neighbor. Is that my neighbor?
I can't remember what her name was.
I can't either. She was going to make me gold tights. She's just trying to see my package. She got to see my package in his gold tights. I guarantee you she was going with the schmedium. Either way. It might be Estelle. Might be my neighbor. So she did meet you, I think, Scotty, if it's my neighbor. So
No, Scotty wasn't. I don't think Scotty was there that weekend. That was Dave was there.
Oh. I'm gonna tell you, if it's my neighbor and she's 73, she don't look 73. She looks a lot younger than 73. 72 maybe, but not 73. No, she looks like she's in her early 60s easily. Yeah, your neighbor. Stell's in the house. I love it. I didn't even recognize. I forgot.
Hey, Estelle, what happened to those gold tights you were going to make for Jason? You know, you still need to make them.
I've dropped almost 16, 17 pounds, sir, Estelle. They're only going to get smaller. Just saying. Anyway, MMA definitely different from WWE for sure, because when they punch you in the face, they punch you in the face to hurt you. Like sometimes you get punched in the face in WWE, and it's, you know, or wrestling in general. You can ask Austin about that. He took a nice little senton to the face this week. So Dave was there. So and so was Damien. Yeah, that's right. Big Dave was here. So yeah, definitely MMA, and MMA is different. Collegiate wrestling is different because they're trying to pin you for real. Here it's more of a battle. WWE is definitely choreographed. They definitely talk through moves. There's always an established winner. And they just have to get to that winner, get to that, how they get to the end of the match. So it is very entertainment. It is more entertainment like now than it's ever. Well, I mean, actually, I don't even want to say that. I think back in the day, it used to be very entertaining too. You know, you had I like the ripping the telephone book in half. And Scotty, you're an old school wrestling guy. Give me somebody that was, I got one immediately. Give me one that like was more entertainment for the crowd to get into than it was wrestling.
Oh gosh. I mean, there was Haystacks. There was friggin' what was the other big guy?
I always liked the body slam thing where they were like, "Well, give you $500 if you can body slam this guy,"
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What was
$1 Million Man did it. When he brought people up, he make them dribble basketballs for $100,
And they kick that kid's basketball.
What was it? Gosh, I cannot think of the big guy. It's not Haystacks. It was the other one. The one in WWE, or WWF, like long time ago. Jim, Hillbilly Jim.
Oh, Hillbilly Jim.
Hillbilly Jim was another one of those, again, guys that was, you know, there for entertainment purposes. Heck, I mean, even like if you go back to like the old school days, the the bigger guys, the McGuire twins, the 400-pound guys.
Yeah. They wore overalls, right? Didn't they wear overalls?
Yeah, they wore overalls. Yeah, but they do the double belly bump where they bounce a guy back and forth between their bellies and stuff like that. And then what was the other thing? They did one where they'd have a guy sandwiched in the corner, and one McGuire would be, you know, with his hands across the ropes, back the guy into the corner, and the other McGuire twin would go run across the ring and belly bumped the other one into the guy back into the corner. So that was all. Yeah, guys like that. A lot of the big guys were a lot of entertainment purposes.
They were attractions. They were attractions. We had a guy down at when I was training at the House of Pain. I'm gonna say his name was House. I think his name was House. I can't remember. Bastion Booger. There you go. Rob's in the house. Bastion Booger. That's a good one. He would back you into the corner and hold you there, and then just slam you every once in a while. And if he liked you, he would put you in the corner and just say, "Hang out a minute," right? So you give it. But he stunk.
Yeah,
he smelled something awful. And I almost would, please just toss me over the top rope or something. Just get me out of this fucking sweaty corner. So, anyway. Hope that answered your question. Very.
that sounds like a night wrestling Austin Blackthorn.
I mean, the Bushwhackers, when they finally became the Bushwhackers, before they used to be these hardcore guys that were. What was it?
The sheep herders.
Sheep herders. Thank you. Yeah. They bled more than John Moxley.
Yeah.
And, when they became whatchamacallits? Bushwhackers. They that's all they did was come out of the ring and they do this kind of stuff and whatever. So I mean the Godwins. Oh yeah, the Godwins are good too. You were always going to catch a slop bucket for sure with the Godwins. I mean, there's always been all kinds of attractions. The Great Khali. Great Khali, not a great wrestler.
He was terrible.
Terrible.
Giant Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. 9 foot tall guys that were like, it's like, again, you always have to look at wrestling, and it's a lot different now than it used to be, but you got to look at wrestling as when they call them carnies, that's exactly what it is. When you went to a carnival, you would see the bearded lady, or you see the dog-faced boy, which we call Jericho now, but the dog-faced boy. And
There's
stuff like that.
Bearded ladies that come into my work.
There are some that work there too. You would go to these carnivals to see these attractions. The guy with the big head with no body or just the head, right? You paid money to see these attractions. That's the same thing with wrestling. Like you were like, oh my God, there's the Great Khali. I got to go see the oddities, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there are different. It's a lot different now than it used to be because the attractions are. Horace Hogan was the worst. Horace Hogan. Oh shit. But you went to see these attractions in wrestling too. There was always something. The midgets, right? The midget wrestlers were attraction. Like you didn't go to see them do sentons and do backflips off the top ropes. You went to see them get thrown. Right? That's where you went to see them do little tiny people things, crawl between their legs and bite them on the butt.
Hornswoggle.
And find their pot of gold at the end of whatever rainbow. And then you were happy. That's what you went to see. So there was definitely more now of a carny aspect of wrestling. So anyway, The Disciple. That's another good one. Anyway, I think that we could do this all day. Horse Lego. I don't even know who that is.
Horse Logo.
I don't know what that is either. Anyway, all right. Last question, boys. We like to end it with something awesome. We're gonna end it with an F, Marry, Kill, gentlemen. F, Marry, Kill. Nicole Bass. Shayna Baszler. Awesome Kong. Scotty, Nicole Bass, Shayna Baszler, Awesome Kong, F, Marry, Kill. Jeez. We all remember
Nicole Bass is already she's already dead, or he.
Yeah, Nicole Bass is dead, so she's dead. So
well, that's already the one that's going to kill.
I never saw her. I actually think I saw her once or twice on TV or whatever, but I never knew who that really was until I watched her on Howard Stern show. And they would do.
Wasn't he in ECW as well?
I think she was.
Yeah,
I think she was. But he did. Fred used to do an impersonation of her. He's just like, "Hi, my name is Nicole Bass." So, and Awesome Kong.
Yeah.
Who just made a return a few years ago. I believe that she made a return in AEW.
Yeah.
and was gone about a month later.
Yeah. So I think she was pregnant. I think that's what she liked because she was pregnant.
Ah.
Yeah. And then we got Shayna Baszler. So Scotty, F, Mary, kill.
Oof.
So,
Hey,
first of
Chad, I want to hear mass transit. Okay, we're still talking about the last one. Skip all, choose Mae Young.
there you go.
If those were the three, I'll just skip the F and M and just kill myself.
Yeah. How can I overdose before I have to answer this question? Anyway, go ahead. F, Mary, kill.
Well, first of all, I was going to say, since she's already dead, so now it's technically zombie Nicole Bass.
Definitely zombie. Well, she looks the same.
Yeah, she looks the same no matter
Looks
what.
the same.
Wouldn't you be the one getting effed?
Yeah.
Most likely you're getting pegged in this one. But go ahead. Gotta give us the F, Mary, kill.
Mary Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
The fact that you got to think about it.
Kill Nicole Bass.
Nicole Bass.
Kill Nicole Bass and F Kong. So, yeah.
Okay. All right, Ricky.
Same.
Same?
I think so.
All right.
I'm on the fence on switching Kong and Shayna, but Bass is definitely dead.
Okay.
Killed.
All right. Well, I'm going to marry Nicole Bass because I like to run my mouth every once in a while, and you're going to need a protector. And there's no one going to beat up Nicole Bass. Right? She's full of muscles. I'm gonna. So I'm marrying Nicole Bass. I'm gonna kill Awesome Kong.
I'm actually shocked by that because I figured that you're a chubby chaser.
Well, I mean, later in life, Nicole Bass became kind of thick, so I'm getting a little best of both worlds.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna kill Awesome Kong because she's just scary. Like she always scared me. Anytime I saw her, it was either her or what is that? The girl that always grabbed her boobs all the time. She was on Impact or TNA. ODB. Between her and ODB, they always scared the shit out of me. There are people that I never wanted to run into. And I'm going to F Shayna Baszler. So she doesn't F me first. So anyway, that's it. That's good to it. That's good to it. I don't think we can ever top. Well, I have to keep looking, but I don't know if we can ever top the very first F Mary Kill.
Yeah.
You guys lost your mind. So, but yeah, keep those questions rolling. We'll put up another question chat here, and you guys, you ask the questions.
Give us some F Mary kills.
Yeah, give us some F Mary kills. We'll do guys. You can do guys. It's cool. Ricky wants to marry them all.
Nope. Kill them all.
So anyway,
or just kill myself.
Thank you guys so much for joining us here. Make sure you go like and subscribe. I need thumbs up. Well, let's get some thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button. Good choice. Hit that thumbs up button. I want to get at least 50 likes on this on this video. But thank you guys so much. Enjoy Saturday night's main event tomorrow night. If you're in the fantasy league, you have till 6 o'clock to get the link in. The link is up on the Patreon. If you want to join the Patreon, now's the time to do it before the end of the month.
Yep.
And you get a Hard Way Wrestling trading card, which they're around here somewhere. I have a box of them. So anyway, we'll see you guys next time
On the hard way.